Good morning, guys. As you know, currently on the stock market, it's going crazy, okay? We have stocks like AMC going to the moon and all powered by the Reddits or the Robin Hoods or the crazy YOLO with their YOLO portfolio, okay? And I think that there is a slight chance that this will tap into our very beloved space stock very soon. I got a message just recently, I think it was yesterday. Someone have sent me a message that he overheard a conversation by kids or younger investors over a dinner table. And he said to them, hey guys, I heard, you are investing and you're investing in things like AMC because it's going to the moon. Did you heard about space, Virgin Galactic? And they said no. So you can see here that sometimes in the overall situation, it's still very, very unknown to people what space is actually doing. So to assume that, everybody knows already space or what Virgin Galactic does or what is the status of the test flight, even those people who are investing sometimes don't really know what's going on with the company, which is very sad in my personal opinion, because you should really do the research and not buy a stock just because it's going higher, okay? But let's open this a little bit more. Let's go a little bit more complex. So first of all, let's have a look what's actually happening, okay? And I'm very, very, very amused what we are seeing on the stock market with things like, for example, AMC, all right? So as you can see here, AMC is the entertainment cinema company that absolutely went nuts over the last couple of days, okay? And when I'm saying nuts, I mean in the last week alone we did 178%, and this is after we dropped a little bit from 262%, which is ridiculous, okay? I think there's a couple of reasons. First, it was already a meme stock, which means that the people are talking about it, all right? Then I think the news with Amazon buying the cinemas is something showing us that one of the most innovative companies in the world, which is Amazon, is actually investing in cinemas, which means that cinemas might be not that dead as we think they are, okay? Then, if you are looking into this kind of things, you always need to look for what's going on the trending stocks in Wall Street bet, okay? So as you can see here, I just typed this in on Google, and then you can see Swaggy Stocks, which is a a website where it's totally for free, and you can actually see which stocks are actually talked about in those kind of forums, right? So you want to know which stocks might get short squeezed, which stocks are the ones that talked about the most, because you don't want to hold the bag on those stocks, okay? So if we are looking into that, you can see here that one of the most talked about stocks are actually those that we already know, like BlackBerry here, number one, AMC, GME, which is GameStop. And then when you go a little bit deeper, you can see that at some point you see here also space, maybe on the 10th or so place. Space was, after the test flight, one of the most talked about stock in Wall Street bets. So it's definitely have the status. It's already in the list, right? So what we actually need to space jumping the spaceship to the moon, well, that we will discuss right now. So actually, I believe there's nothing better for a company and for the stock not only be known, like now we have this vehicle of WSB, Wall Street Bets, and other new news outlet, and just the nature of the business, which is space travel, is just this media very attractive topic in my personal opinion. So this is number one. This is one puzzle part. But what is the most important, my very, very, very own opinion, is that the company just give us great input to the next developments. What does it mean? I believe that you are buying with stocks, you are buying part of a company. So fundamentally, on the first principle thinking, the company needs to do something, okay? I mean, the company need to do something that could be successful in a couple of years, or is on the way to build some great fundamentals. And this is something that space is actually doing, okay? I mean, we just had the successful test flight, and we are going into a very newsworthy next test flight program over the next couple of 3-4 months, right? And I will not repeat what we all doing, because this is something that you know already. But if you don't know, they will finalize their test flight program, and one of the parts is Richard Branson on a space flight, which I think will be a huge media event, a huge media circus, because he is just this marketing genie, right? So with that part, space could be the next big GameStop, all right? And I'm just saying GameStop because it could be that we are getting a huge run on the stock, that very parabolic run up for the stock price, and then a huge short squeeze. All of this aligned would give us exactly the 101, or the really way to maybe $100 stock over the next couple of weeks. Because think about it, as soon as the small fire picks up, it can really go into a forest fire real quick, because it has the ability to really get to the people when people are seeing, wow, the company is really doing well by sending people into space, and this is really working, and this is the future, and this is such a huge market. So once the people are realizing step by step, it's really important to see that there's really something behind the company. It's not just the meme stock, it's fundamentally. And I think this is important for the long-term growth of the company and stock, okay? This is very important to, like for example, AMC. AMC is now currently playing perfectly the game of playing a big stock price, okay? So what does it mean? They just announced a capital raise because they saw how crazy the stock went up. I think, I bought AMC at around $6, and then I sold it a little bit later because it was just so fun, because I said wow, they came from 12, they went back to 6, and I don't think it's over yet. But it's not this type of investments, and this kind of things I'm sharing with my Discord group. So if you're interested, just check out the link below. But what is important for space, and I think the Q2 might be a huge event as well, because we will have so many new news that the stock and the investors can actually use to convince themselves and their ego to invest in the company. And I also believe if there's a big announcement on the Q2, that we might have a huge news wave about space as well. So all of these things, and now I want to, conclude this back to the story that I told you in the very beginning of this video. People don't know about space yet that much, all right? It takes a little bit time to understand the concept and why it will be successful. But once they do, and plus they show us the same, then people will start to understand and want to really be part of that. And this is something that I barely saw since my huge investment in Tesla, all right? If you're new to this channel, in 2019, I was one of the first YouTubers that talk about Tesla stock. And what happened to Tesla stock, we know, it went 10x. And I barely saw something since Tesla. I mean, there was a couple of companies that are, newsworthy or news interesting, but there's still, not that much attraction like it was on Tesla itself, So I'm quite, happy that I am already in space. I'm still growing my position, every, few days I'm putting a couple of $1,000s into the stock, and just growing, my shares, because I really believe that this company is doing well over the next years. If they just stick to the path, if they, do all of these things, that we just talked about, and plus, if people will know about space, then you have the perfect key to succeed as the next big stock.